My name is Maria Juarez, and you're listening to In This Casa. Bienvenidos. In this podcast, I aim to memorialize and honor my husband David's memory by exploring conversations about life and what it's like in my casa, and hopefully in other casas as well. Welcome back to In This Casa, and thank you for joining me. In this episode, I'm going to give you an update as we go into the holidays in 2024. As of today, it's been 15 months and 2 days since I lost my husband. And it's crazy because this time last year, I couldn't even fathom living a whole year without him. And now I'm in year 2. I'm 3 months and 2 days into year 2, as a matter of fact, which is just a mind fuck for me because I'm like, wow, that's just, the years are going to keep going. It's going to happen. But it's a Thursday. And next Thursday, Sara will be home from California for Thanksgiving break. And we will be having Thanksgiving here in our home. David and I always hosted our family every year. And I still hosted last year, the first Thanksgiving without him. And I will be hosting our family again this year. Last year I catered and I didn't do all the cooking like he and I used to do together. This year my intention was for me to have all of the young people in the family get involved and learn how to make the Thanksgiving dinner that David and I made year after year. The intention was to have them all come over because they're all in their 20s or late teens at this point. And so, you got to pass the tradition on. And the intention was to have all of them come over the day before Thanksgiving and help me prep things, and then come over early on Thursday morning on Thanksgiving morning and help me cook. And then, we'd have the dinner and they start to learn everything that goes into it. But all through October, my mom kept asking me, what are we going to make? What are we going to do? And I just kept putting it off and saying, you know what, let me get through Dia de los Muertos first, which I did. I, got through October and I decorated David's monument, which is the second year I've done it, and I intend to do it every single year. And then on the second, I went and I sat at the cemetery with my husband for as late as I could. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'll share a picture of what that looks like. But after the Dia de los Muertos, my mom was like, okay, it's November. Let's talk about it. So I still try to just delay it or postpone it or avoid it as long as I can. But I just realized that the reason I was delaying and avoiding and postponing it was because I don't have it in me to cook that whole meal. There's just still so many things that I can't do that me and David used to do together. I'm just not ready. So I ordered food. I'm catering again. So that's Thanksgiving. And then Thanksgiving will flow right into Christmas before you know it. And we'll do what we always do, which is thankfully my sister-in-law hosts us on Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas morning, we'll be home. And throughout Christmas Day, we'll be home. And then it'll be a second New Year's without my husband. And then we'll go into 2025. And I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Even after 15 months, I still don't want to accept it. I was talking, my daughter and I went to go have dinner last night together. We went to go have ramen. My older daughter, Bella. And I was telling her, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to accept it or get used to it, that he's not here. I don't know what would have to change in my life to make me accepting that he's gone. But right now, as of right now, there's nothing that has changed that would make me accept it or feel like I'm used to him not being here. I do feel like over the past few months, there have definitely been some changes for my girls and I in some positive ways. Sarah's been in college during her fall quarter of her junior year, and the quarter's going really well for her, which I'm really, really happy about. And Bella's been working and she's doing great. So I'm happy that the two of them are doing well at this point in our journey of losing their dad. For me, things are pretty much the same. My focuses are God, work, my girls, my health, my family. That's about it. I would definitely say I'm getting healthier since I'm focusing on myself. There's not much that I have to do outside of that. Well, let me rephrase that. There's really not much else I want to do outside of the things that I'm currently focusing on. So that's kind of where I am at the moment. I feel like I'm back on a roll of recording consistently for the podcast. And I'm happy about that because I wanted to get back to that. There is a couple of things I've been working on outside of the podcast, outside of the salon. And when I started working on them, I just really needed to focus on them very intently while I was starting them. And so that's what I did. So then there was a few weeks here that I wasn't able to post a episode, but I think that that's going to just be the way that it is sometimes. I mean, I'm going to try to post every Saturday, but I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't, because this podcast was started as an outlet for me and a way for me to honor David. And I'm not going to put pressure on myself about it. I'm going to continue it because I do feel like it is helpful for me to talk about the things that pop up in my head when no one else is around, and I kind of want to, talk through them. And I think that it's possibly helpful for the people who tune in and listen. So I'm going to keep doing it, but my intention is every week, every Saturday, to honor my husband. If I don't make it every Saturday, I'm also not going to fault myself for that. So we'll just keep it going, and I'll keep posting on Instagram when I post an episode. So keep an eye out. I'll be posting on a day or two before Saturday to let you know that a new episode's coming up. If I've got one, hopefully it's weekly. If I don't post, then I'm probably not going to post an episode that Saturday, and then I'll hopefully see you the next Saturday, and we'll just keep it going like that. I don't really have a ton to talk about in this update, and I guess that's good. I don't know if that's good or bad. I feel like where I'm at right now in life is kind of at a standstill, but I feel like I'm supposed to be standing still at the moment. I feel like I'm focused on what I'm supposed to be focused on, and I'm just waiting on God. I think that my relationship with God has, has changed a bit, and I don't know if it's changed. I don't know if that's the word. I think what I'm trying to say is that, I was going to say that I don't think I'm as angry at God as I was. And now that I'm saying it out loud to you, I don't know if that's true. If I think about being angry at him, I'm reminded that I'm angry. But I think I am feeling stronger in my faith than I did a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago. So I think that's what I'm currently doing, is just standing still in my faith, waiting on God to show me what is supposed to be the next part of my journey. And maybe I'm waiting on him to do it because I'm reluctant to move on to the next portion of my journey. I'm reluctant to go look for it myself and figure it out. So I'm just kind of asking God, look, you know what the next portion of my journey is. I'm going to keep doing what I feel like I hear you telling me that I need to be doing, the work I need to be putting in at the moment, and that's what I'm doing. And then whatever the next portion of the journey is and what it looks like, that's on you, God. I mean, you know what I ask you for in my prayers. So we'll just see. We'll just see what happens. And I think that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I think I'm okay with just focusing on getting healthy and focusing on the stability of my home and my family and my business, and making sure that my girls are, I guess, the main priority here. Their lives, their youth, their relationships, setting up their individual careers and growth into adulthood, I think is really paramount for me. And I want them to feel confident and secure and as content as they can feel, considering their dad is not here, as they start to build that foundation to grow into individual adults. And so I think everything that I do is to try to make sure that I'm providing that safety for them to feel secure enough to move into that phase of their life. And I don't feel rock solid in that foundation that I'm setting for them. That I feel shaky, but I'm fucking holding on with all I got. and trying to be as sturdy as I can. I think the only thing I really have left to say in this episode, which means it's going to be a short one, is that especially going into the holiday season, I know the holiday season can be a really stressful time for people. And I know that right now there's a lot going on that's changing in our world and in our lives and in our country. And, people have lots of mixed emotions. And I think that, it's an emotional time of the year and it's stressful. And I think I would just like to remind everybody that, Thanksgiving is meant to be about being thankful. So remember to count your blessings. And Christmas, in essence, was a new beginning. And I think that's important to remember that, there's always a second chance. And, try not to be so stressed. And just remember to tell your loved ones you love them if you get a chance. Even if it's on the phone or through an email or through a text, or if you get to see them in person, make sure that you say, I love you. And that's it. That's the message for this week. And if you're somebody listening right now or watching me who in our lives, you have been very, very dear to me and we haven't talked or connected in a while, which happens, I want you to know that I love you. And I hope we have a good holiday season. All of us. And on that note, I'm going to let you go, but you can meet me here again next Saturday. And we can continue to talk about what it's like in my casa. And if you'd like to talk about what it's like in your casa with me, send me an email. I'll talk to you soon.